Welcome back. It's been a while. I've have some exciting games here. I have a couple more games from Worlds 2015. This is from the top 16 cut. This might have been round one. Round one or round three or round four. Anyway, I have Timmy on the right playing Whizzard. I have Stjepan on the left playing ETF. And I have with me co-commentating tonight, Nathan. How are you doing tonight, Nathan?
I'm doing good, Brian.
Are you excited for this matchup?
I am very excited.
Whizzard versus ETF. I love it. They both got that money going. And we have a mulligan here from ETF. And this ETF deck is what was being referred to as food coats. Pretty solid build, right?
Yeah, it was actually... I think a lot of people thought it would be good, but basically everyone brought it, and it was amazing.
I think it was 9 of the slots in the top 16 were food coats, I believe.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And that is going to be Global Food Initiative is a pretty big agenda there. And then you got the campaigns running off Breaker Bay. It's a lot of the... I don't know, it's a pretty standard deck at this point. I mean, even before Global Food, it was kind of the standard ETF deck, and then Global Food just kind of gave it that last little push. So we had an Inject there, dropping a Parasite, getting a couple clone chips, I think?
Yeah, a clone chip and I think another I've had worse. And I've had worse.
And I've had so plenty of card draw. Street Peddler, oh, more card draw, look at this. He's effectively drawn like 7 cards already?
6?
So good.
That is really good. Oh no, yeah, Inject is 4, isn't it? My goodness.
Yeah, Inject 4 and then another 3 on Peddler. He has a clone chip to get that Parasite, so probably not going to see a run this turn, but he's getting set up for a pretty good run next turn. And he's still at 5 credits. Is that right? Did he inject?
Oh, because the Parasite
gave him
got him a credit back, but how did he get one from the clone chip to make up for the clone chip?
I don't know. I think there might have been a small misplay there.
It was probably Inject, Street Peddler, take a credit, clone chip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably right. There's only the 3 clicks there. Yeah, a little bit hard to see that sometimes when you're commentating where all the clicks are going. Because we're playing so fast. I've had worse.
Oh my goodness.
Get another 3 cards.
10 cards in now. What do you think Timmy's digging for?
Okay, I mean, the thing that comes to mind for me is Mimic to kind of counter Architect, right?
Right, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because Architect against this faction is so brutal. Although, notice he doesn't have anything in Archives yet, so... however, that subroutine is the one that also lets you install from hand. So what you really want to avoid is getting the Breaker Bay and Adonis in the server on your turn. That is the
Oh my
worst.
god, so bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so getting some more econ set up here with liberated accounts. And Steven has plenty of money too. He is sitting at 11 right now, it looks like. And has plenty of cards. So I definitely see an agenda in there. I think it's a Vitruvius. I'm trying to look at the rest of his hand. A little bit hard to see from this angle. I think Wizard credits will do a lot of work in this matchup.
I mean, the Wizard is a really good meta call for tournaments always because it's HB and NBN right at the top.
Oh, yeah. Great call. And I think Timmy he's pretty famous for his decks. I think he built this deck basically the night before, or was like, yeah.
Oh, I think I remember him saying that, yeah.
Yeah, it was either this. I'm pretty sure he did that with his NBN deck. I believe he did that with Whizzard too. Another interesting thing to point out here is Timmy, throughout the Worlds weekend, was pretty sick. I think he had some sort of cold. I think it spread around a bit. By this point, he was mostly coming off of it, but it could have been a factor here.
So now we've seen a card draw card every single turn since this game has started.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So we got Earthrise down.
Earthrise, Inject, I've had worse, Street Peddler.
So install Advance. And what do you bet that's that might be the Vitruvius I saw. That seems fine.
It could be so many things from Timmy's perspective. Ooh, a toll booth. Very nice.
Booth. Let's see if he could get David.
Well, you know what's really cool is it's a really common play to put Turing on the remote. And Toll Booth is so much better, especially in the early game, because you can just force the runner to run through it over and over again. And you can see he's probably got an Ash or a Caprice in there. So really just forcing him to lose 3 every time, especially in the Anarch matchup where they're going to be throwing David down.
Right. Yeah, and even if he could get David here right now, that Ash would be pretty expensive. He might be able to bust through it. It looks like he just ending the run, though. Yeah, so getting some more money.
And what makes food codes so good is this could be an accelerated beta test, this could be a Vitruvius, this could be an NAPD. Obviously, you want the runner to think it's an NAPD.
Oh, it was in hand. So yeah, Timmy looks like he's running last click on the booth. Yeah, he was asking if there's any res of like a Caprice. So Ash is getting rezzed. It looks like he has 5 credits left. So he'll have to boost a little bit into that, but he can block. The nice thing here is
it looks like
Whizzard's going to be able to trash that for free.
Timmy's running last click, so he knows he's not going to get the agenda. He's just trying to force the corp to bankrupt themselves so that he can run other servers after they score the agenda, which is a really smart move.
Yeah, you know, he might be, if he's going to trash the Ash here no matter what, which means the corp really needs to score this out. The corp's going to have to put how many credits into Ash?
Timmy has
I think
7.
5
so
to stop it.
He needs to put in 3, 4? 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can get up to 8, right?
Unless it's an NAPD.
And you know what's also great about this? Sometimes you play you like bluff the NAPD here just by spending just enough to put him down to 3. Yeah. But Whizzard doesn't care because Whizzard can just trash the Ash anyway.
Yeah. So it looks like he lets him have it. Which isn't bad because, I mean, the corp's not really in a position to score it either, although Timmy's not really in a position to run it. So what do we got? ABT.
Oh, is he going to run it?
He is.
He's doing it.
I mean,
oh my god, that was a good ABT.
The install advance really opens up this play if you have Jackson in hand.
Yeah, that's true. He may be holding on to it.
I think he actually has 3 ice. Oof.
Yeah, I think that was a 3 ice pull. You know, and he really needed to do this too, just because his play is so weak at this point. He has like 2 credits left. Yeah, he made the right call. It was extremely risky, but he just kind of needed to do it.
Does he have a Jackson in hand?
Oh, I didn't see. We'll find out. We'll try and figure it out. So he puts. Oh, interesting. So he puts the Turing on a new remote, probably just to open up econ play.
Yeah, because HB, something other the food codes can also do is they can set up these really powerful, just econ remotes. And then he installs over archives, which is really interesting because that basically tells me that that's not an agenda. And he's just trying to bluff.
You never know with that, right?
Because he wouldn't have gone for the ABT. Unless he was playing super risky, but I suspect
he might have just been playing risky, dude. I'm trying to see his hand to see if he has a Jackson there. It's a little bit hard to tell. He might have just been. I think he needed to run an ABT there. I think he just loses that game without a decent ice pull.
He only has 3 credits, so what's it going to be? An Eli?
Or static.
Did he? He got his credit from installing.
Yes. Right? Yeah, he got it on the Ichi install. Right. Okay, Imp going down, so now he gets Imp into R&D or HQ.
This is good.
Really good.
I mean, it's so interesting seeing Timmy's deck. It's so fast. He has so much card draw, and so much speed. It's like, why would you build that aggressive of a deck? I'm interested to know. To compete, obviously, but you see a lot of these slow Whizzard builds. They're really just kind of going for this inevitable late game, deny the court, build a strong late game, and then just win the game. And Timmy's is like the complete opposite. It's like, get cards, get money,
Timmy,
crush.
I think Timmy plays StimHack in this deck, too.
I love StimHack. StimHack's a good card in every deck.
StimHack and Whizzard, yeah. And he has those clone chips, but okay,
yep.
So that was so the ABT got him the team sponsorship, and he just put ice on archives. It's not a bad play against Anarch anyway.
He's got a couple plays here. If he's flooded, he can go throw an agenda behind the toll booth pretty safely, but he really wants his money. And with 2 David counters, what's he going to put behind the Turing? That's a tough choice.
Oh, so he probably did have that Jackson.
Yeah.
I didn't see if he drew it, but he probably did.
Yeah, you can't trick us. I wonder... that's interesting, because he wants to bluff the Jackson behind the Turing to suck up a David counter, but he also needs the cards, so it kind of... he's forced to reveal.
Well, there's something else behind the Turing. I think that was probably Breaker Bay.
That would be ideal if it was a Breaker Bay.
Yeah, it cost a David token. I mean, Whizzard can just trash it.
Yeah, no, he's basically saying, come get this. You have to come get this, Whizzard, because you can.
Yeah. I would probably go check it. But Timmy is a far better player than me, so let's see what he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's putting it down there kind of as a dare to Timmy and saying, come here, come get it.
Yeah, it's not really a threat at all right now. The only thing he's threatening is Melange, maybe, right?
Right. Well, he's threatening.
Okay.
He's threatening Breaker Bay. If you trash the Breaker Bay before the Eve gets down, then then that's good. Maybe it's Eve. Man.
So that was you got what? You got a daily cast there. I didn't see the.
He dumped an Atman. No, that was actually in his last one.
Yeah.
He still got that.
I think he just put the Ottman in the trash.
Career Fair, nice.
Oh, so good.
Career Fair is such a good card. I looked at that and I was like, meh. And man, it is crazy for just normalizing economy. It's so great.
It's so good in these Whizzard decks because you do daily cast and you do liberated at the very least.
Yeah, and then you've probably, depending on your deck, have Wildside Chrome type as well. So a lot of really good targets.
Yeah, for sure.
And Earthrise.
I don't think Timmy does the Wildside because he has just so many other sources of card draw.
I would be very surprised if he was running Earthrise in this deck. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's been doing Earthrise, but yeah, no Wildside.
Yeah, no Wildside.
I knew what you meant. So I think that was 3 clicks, right? Inject, Career Fair, and then take one off Liberated.
It's so interesting because it's like a super...
More money.
It's like a super dicey economy. Look at Timmy. He's just like, he's up and down, up and down, up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a lot of money really ever.
That's, I think, a sign of a really good runner deck is if you have too much money as a runner deck, I think something's out of balance. I think you should have between 5 and 8 credits as a runner.
Well, I think part of it also is his deck is designed to operate like that, I think. Like, he doesn't have a lot of these consistent econ abilities, right?
Well, he has a little bit of consistency. He has the daily cast, Liberated. Liberated's a little bit harder, but...
Yeah, I mean... Wow.
He also has 1 KD in there somewhere.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his deck, and he has, like, 5 econ cards. And then KD.
Really?
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. 5 different econ cards. Liberated,
oh, okay,
Daily
yeah.
Cash, Sure Gamble, Stim Hack, KD.
Yeah, a lot of options. And, of course, Whizzard, we shouldn't discount. So, okay, yeah, look at that. He probably put Eve or Adonis down on that Breaker Bay now.
Now, this is a tough choice, because if you can snipe the Breaker Bay before, they get the Eve down, that's good, but you don't know if the first card installed is the Eve or the Breaker Bay. If it's Eve, you lose. Whizzard cares a lot less than everyone else, which makes him such a good choice for this matchup, for this tournament.
Yeah, I want to see him use those Whizzard credits a little bit more at this point. I don't think he's used them yet this game, huh? Or that
I don't.
Ash he got.
They're a bait, right? They're a bait, they're a threat.
Yeah, you definitely need to ice your stuff against Whizzard, which is certainly a thing. So he goes in now, and yeah, so there's... Alright, not horrible. So he is trashing everything. He could have used Imp, but decided not to. Do you think that was the right call?
I think he made the right call, yeah.
Sure. Just 2 credits, so save the Imp counter, or force a Purge.
Yeah, force a Purge, save it for later, maybe knock out an Eve. I mean, it's only...
And he also has
credits.
a lot of economy here on the board, so like he could just click for a hedge fund right there, Sure Gamble, and then he has, look at that, more daily cast. Yeah, he knew that he's very rich in econ right now. So what play is he building up towards right here? I mean, we have a Corp low on credit, so he's doing a really good job of suppressing the Corp econ, but ETF can jump back pretty quick, so he's got to have a central plan here, right?
I think he's really focusing on threatening the remotes and threatening the econ, because that's really when Food Code starts running away. And then, I mean, once he's really got himself set up, I mean, he still doesn't have his Mimic, right? Although, no, it's in the bin. He's got a Mimic in the bin, so he could pull out his Mimic if he had to as a response to Architect, but I think he kind of just wants to maybe draw another one.
Corp just fixing up their hand here.
Especially with Jackson in the toll booth server, he's a lot less threatened. I think Timmy is.
Right. Just because he's taking up that space. I mean, he could get the Jackson out of there at any point.
Somewhat, yeah. Now that he's dumped a lot of cards, yeah.
He's going to get the Jackson right now, run on archives, it looked like. He looked at the ice. I think Steven here is deciding whether to res or not.
I mean, notice how he's had the Corp on, basically less than 6 credits for the past 3 or 4 turns now.
Yeah, and we saw that initial hedge fund get played, but I don't think there was a hedge fund since then. So he might be trying to suppress or there's 2 at the start? Oh, okay.
So he's been...
Yeah, in any case, keeping the Corp under 5 is pretty good game plan.
Yeah, because the Corp's just been basically drawing cards. Look, he's got a Cresium. Ooh, Cresium. Oh.
He didn't bring it back, though.
He didn't, but we see it in his deck, which is huge, right? He maybe interns it back or something like that, but that's a super powerful card against Medium.
Yeah.
Right on to R&D.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was holding on, if he has interns in this deck, but yeah, Crisium is such a solid card.
Yeah, I mean, seeing it basically as Timmy goes, okay, keep the imp counters now. I mean, even with those credits, right? I mean, imping a Crisium is huge.
Yeah. Yaw going down, so he's going into HQ here with imp counters and whiz credits.
Interesting. He hits Architect. Oh!
Perfect.
Look, guys, I trashed Architect.
Look at this. Timmy not even rolling a dice. I didn't see that card. I couldn't tell.
Let's both admit it. This is a game of players. We're not robots. So I think
I know. I've been converted over to the dice, and now I use dice for almost everything. I use dice to decide what remote server to run a lot of times.
What? That is... there might be too much randomness, Brian.
No, like, let's say, you're playing against... They install 2 iceless remotes last turn. You want to run one of them. Like, I just remove any sort of mind game from that. Because there's all sorts of theories players have about, like, oh, the inside one the runner doesn't run or whatever.
I heard Dave Hoyland say that when he plays, he always rolls the dice and then he never looks at the result.
Yeah, no, that's really good, too. That's really good, too. Especially on side games. That's a really good thing to do.
That's so good. I love that.
Yeah. All right, so we had some more ice here last turn on HQ. He decided to keep the Enigma because he does have ways to trash programs in this deck. I see a lot of players, like, if Yaw goes down or a similar situation where an ice becomes irrelevant, they'll just trash that ice really fast. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's always the right call. Right. So I like to... Okay, R&D. So he sees another Enigma on R&D.
That's fine.
Would I like to see Medium off the Street Peddler there, right?
Oh, man. I wonder what's on there. It's been down there all game.
No idea, yeah.
It's probably a sure gamble, a stim hack, and a career fair.
Oh, man. It looks like Steven's full of ice in his hand.
No res.
So this is... The imp here is basically turning into a parasite that's, like, way better. Oh, Ichi.
Oh, man.
This is interesting to me, because I think I would just imp this immediately, but he's really thinking about it.
I mean, what's the Corp going to do with it right now?
Yeah, there's no immediate threat of it. There's already one rezzed. He can Ottman 4, so I'm guessing that's part of the decision here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows he could Ottman 4.
Yeah, we see admin in the archives, so I'm certain that is a huge part of his decision-making process right here.
And then there's also the element of that where, like, that the Corp knows that you have Ottman, and the Corp is pretty low on credits, so what are the chances they're going to install and res something that you can just Ottman for?
Right.
I say that like that's a trivial thing to do. That still costs a ton of money.
I mean, it's 3 credits to break, too, and Timmy knows he doesn't have infinite money here. This is like...
He basically has infinite money. He
is Whizzard.
He is Whizzard, but he's gonna have he could have 8 more credits on next turn for 1 click essentially after all that drip. Okay, he does imp
He imps it, huh?
Yeah.
Like if you could save that for an architect, that would just be fantastic. I think another part of the reason for trashing it is he's gonna run again, right? I think that was his second click.
Yeah, no, he's going back in right now. Oh, I couldn't see. I couldn't see.
Timmy blocked it.
Yeah. Timmy has a way of blocking it unintentionally. Right. More card drawdown. God, he's drawn probably more cards now than you would have got with Wild Side.
Okay, if you consider Street Peddler a card draw card, he has 11 in this deck. I'm looking at his deck right now.
I consider it card draw for sure. It's like it's restricted card draw, but it draws cards.
And he has 12 econ cards.
It's so good.
Interesting.
Yeah, you need it. Like I've been playing a lot of Anarch builds like this recently, and you need, like, if you're not doing noise with the pawn shop and all that, you just need to go nuts with your econ. You just need like every option.
I mean, that's definitely the opposite
No
of what
prepaid.
Timmy's doing here. So he leaves this Eve here. It's probably, I mean, it's obviously not Breaker Bay in that server. So it's a hard decision to decide, when do I let the Corp have their money?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
this is the
So
time to start
he's letting it
medium.
go, you think?
I think he's probably gonna.
That Ichi is kind of a
The
problem.
Corp only has 3 credits.
So he's going to get a peek on R&D here.
It's an agenda.
Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so he's getting another imp out.
So that came with an inject. An inject. What is it?
Imp checked. It's glossy. I could tell you that.
Next gloss.
I couldn't tell. But whatever it was, Timmy just didn't care because he has Wizard credits and Imp, and it was just like, nope.
It's probably like Enigma now? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, he's got the Imp for the Eve. That's what it is. So he basically runs R&D. That gives him the opportunity to see if the Corp will spend money, and then he gets his Imp out to go deal with that Eve campaign. But, did he have 2 clone chips down? He must have.
He used one for the Imp, and then he just installed the second one.
Interesting. So he leaves his Imp there. He leaves the Eve. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, was it a team sponsorship that he drew? Ooh.
No, there's no way.
You don't think he would have left that? Interesting.
Why would he leave that? I mean, he had 2 very easy ways to trash
Right,
it.
totally. There's no way it was team sponsorship.
That would surprise me more than a lot of things that would surprise me. But where else? Why wouldn't? I don't know. he just. You're pretty sure that was his team sponsorship that he just installed?
Yeah. Do you think he's trying to do it to force Timmy to run the Turing server?
Did he just install something in the Turing?
No, it's been there. But it could be an agenda.
You think he's like bluffing a Vitruvius down there?
I mean, it's not a terrible idea. I would install it. It's not like Timmy's gonna go run a random card. He's shown that he would not do that previously.
Right.
And just blows David on it. So, basically you install the team sponsorship, and then you say, okay, now you have to check this card because it might be a Vitruvius now.
God, I'm thinking through that Eve decision some more. Timmy might just be saying, I'm gonna win this game before that Eve really pays out.
That's not gonna happen. He's only got 0 agendas.
I know. Well, I say that because sometimes I make that decision, and it's usually the wrong call, but okay, there's Architect.
Architect is so huge for HB. It's been so massively influential, and particularly with this Breaker Bay deck, because now you have so many amazing targets to recur.
So many targets, yeah. And probably a good reason for it being on the most wanted list.
That is
that looks like Breaker Bay, yeah. So I think he's deciding. Okay, yeah, Wizard credits.
So
he's deciding how he wants to trash it.
So Timmy can run again, but it's 2 credits to do it. Oh, also it could be an Ichi behind it. Oh nope, he's only got 4 credits. The Corp does. So
yep, going into HQ.
Huh? Interesting.
Look at all this pressure, though. He's just dancing around these servers.
He's doing it with no multi-access as well. He's not playing the simple game.
Imp. Get rid of that Turing garbage.
So yeah, the Corp being at 4 credits is pretty influential because he can't res an Ichi.
I couldn't see it again.
And he runs
this
again.
camera angle.
The camera.
No. Okay.
And,
yeah. So he
NAPD.
takes the NAPD. Oh, just an Adonis down there.
Huh.
Oh, now Econ is looking pretty rough. So he kind of needs to go deal with that Adonis at least.
How many credits are left?
I can't
on the
believe. It looks like 10. Yeah, it has had like 2 or 3
that would
turns
make
now.
sense. There's 4 1s and a 5 on the Adonis, so that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, reinforcing the Adonis.
So Timmy's running HQ because he's trying to block the score in one of these remotes, right? In case it was an Ash in the remote. Part of his plan, I think Timmy's plan, is he's just going to run remotes efficiently. He's going to do a remote lock. And
Yeah, I think you're right.
way-
And he's really focused on his own economy,
Yeah.
just to kind of limit the Ash play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also focusing on... No, so we probably think Ash is down there on the Eve. That's sort of a problem. All right, Wall of Static
Man,
here.
Wall of Static is so good right now. Ooh, I love it. I love Wall of Static. It's a card that every time I'm like, man, this is perfect.
I've not heard a lot of praise for Wall of Static.
Really?
but
Oh,
it's good at
like
what it does.
Ice Wall is useless after, they get the breaker. It's like Quandary, but like Wall of Static is kind of taxing against Corroder. Not too expensive. Ends the run. I forced a guy to run through the 2 Wall of Statics like 6 times in a row in my Gagarin deck. It's like, you can run through this, so you have to check
and
it.
then pay the Gagarin tax.
And then pay the Gagarin tax, and it's like, mean.
Yeah. This tells you how influential Corroder is. We don't have a 2-res, 2-strength barrier, and I doubt we'll see one anytime soon.
I really wish that Ice Wall had been printed as a 2/2 with the same advance ability.
Oh yeah, that would make it way better for
Because
sure.
getting to that 3 is really where you want to be, but it's just 2
Ooh.
actions.
There's a big drop there. Turntable. So this is a great meta call as well with global food.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is primarily because of global food, and it has other utility, of course, but it's so good in this matchup against that global food.
Well, it's good against food. It's also super good against Astro. I mean, you really get that double whammy.
Oh wow! Wait, that was interesting. Did he let the Wall of Static end the run? He installed Turntable, and then he installed Oh yeah, okay. He wanted to keep all of his programs, the memory.
What?
So he had the Wall of the Corroder on the Street Peddler,
Yeah.
but he didn't want to install it because he'd be over memory.
Oh, Turntable. Got it. Got him +1 memory.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of
no,
sense.
I had to think through that because it was weird. He let it end the run and then he installed it off Street Peddler, but it was exactly he could have maybe let the Imp go and saved a click, but the Imp counter is worth at least a click.
Yeah.
So. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And the Corp Man's still at 6 credits. So it's Corroder that's been on there this whole time.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't needed it until now.
Right.
And it looks like what else was on there? It looks like a Sure Gamble.
Yeah, he lost a Sure Gamble.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other card was.
God, how is ETF at 6 credits? I mean, look, I guess all this ice being pressed.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh.
And an Ash.
Okay. This looks like an agenda. This looks like we got good drip coming in at this point. Let's start pushing out agendas. And the David counter's gone. I think there's 2 clone chips in the trash already. This looks like a pretty wide open window.
Man, what does Timmy do here?
He's at 1 credit right now. I guess he's going to be at 3. He is at 3 credits. I think he has to let it go.
Ah, the pain.
I don't think.
NAPD.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting in.
is so good. He was in a really good spot, and when he stole an APD, I mean, it took him down to really low, and he's just kind of been hanging out at really low since then.
Yeah. Oh, he needed to take it though.
You have to take it. You have to take
I
it.
can't believe how many access he's had. So many central accesses at this point, and just hasn't really pulled anything. Yeah, he needs to. Unfortunately, need to let this score happen. So the bad thing about this though is maybe he'll consider trashing that team sponsorship.
Yeah. Or at least see if it's Jackson.
Yeah, that's a really, yeah. If it's Jackson, then the
We
EBT
have
could just shut him
nine
out.
ice on the table. I think we have 2 in archives. So, I don't know.
Maybe more than
I
that.
don't know if ABT, if he would fire if it was an ABT. But, you know, he's
If
probably
you
got
have
another
Jackson,
toll.
you might.
I mean, if Jackson's on the table, maybe.
Just do it.
Like the thing is then you lose the opportunity to, like, recur 3 hedge funds with your Jackson. Which is
yeah.
really powerful. Or your ashes.
But even if he got one decent piece of ice at this point on that Eve server, that really changes the dynamic of the game.
Eve's
like, big
Eve's
time.
got 4 more turns still.
Yeah.
David.
Oh, there we go. He's gonna try and go in.
He doesn't have enough money to get in.
Stim hack his money though.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it,
Stim
Brian.
hack his money. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Oh, he's gonna like install click for credits run.
Caprice.
Okay.
So what do we got? Corp has 7.
I-
Timmy has 8, 7.
God, I don't know. This I'd want to do 1, and I don't really have a good reason for that.
I would
As
do-
Timmy, I think I'd do 1.
I do.
As Corp, I'd probably do 0.
Yeah, as a
I
corp,
don't
I would
know.
do 0.
Oh, 1-1.
man. So he gets it.
Yeah, gets to Vitruvius, and then he trashes with the Stim hack credits. He had 1 more Stim hack credit at least.
Oh, career fair.
Career fair's
Oh
gone.
man, that's a painful loss.
I don't know. At this point, I think he's probably played every single resource in his deck except for Katie
I think
Jones.
he's
So
got what 2 Liberateds.
there's 2 Liberateds left?
No, he's gone through 2.
Yeah, okay. I think he's gone through all 3 daily casts. There's been so many daily
It's
casts.
just like you don't want to draw that 3rd Liberated without that career fair.
No, that was so good. He cleared out that. Oh, that was so good.
This side game is huge.
And it looks like Steven's just going to go for it again.
That's wise. I mean, this is what
Yeah,
ETF
yeah.
does, right? They just force you to run through that server over and over and over and over again.
Well, you know, it's basically the same situation as last turn for Steven and like Timmy starts with 3 credits, and Steven had about the same number of credits.
So Timmy only needs to do this 2 more times. If he has 2 more Stim hacks, I mean, he's good to go, right? I mean, I don't know if you know this, Brian, but every player actually starts with the ability to use Stim hack 6 times before, you know, they lose the game. So you're good to go.
There's also public sympathy that really extends the number of Stim hacks you can
Need to
play.
put more Stim hacks in my Atom deck.
Why not? Yeah, it's 1 influence. Just play it. There we go. He's doing it again. So good.
Oh man, this is such a good play.
Oh, okay. This time it was Econ, and he trashes both.
It's
that
still
was
a really good play. I mean, how many times is Steven going to be able to do this? Oh, his test run. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, test run would have been nice.
Oh man, he's gonna do it. He's gonna be like, yeah, man. Install. Oh, he got another clone chip down.
Yep, he installed that before the Stim hack. And,
Interesting. I wonder how many Stim hacks he has in his deck.
oh my God! I mean, his Econ's really starting to. Whoa! There was an agenda down there. Oh no, he installs advance, right?
And dumps the Eve,
Yep.
which I think had what? 2
So-
activations left.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
Steven's
he's up to
tired
10
of this.
credits now.
He's like, you know what? No. Stop Stim hacking my servers. You crazy gamer junkie.
So this is pretty likely to be Global Food and Ash.
It sure looks like a global food.
Peddler.
This is a really strong play. Gosh, Tollbooth is so good. Engineering the Future is so good. Who gets... What is this, a 13 credit server and a 7 credit server? Plus 2 for installs. 22 credits on remotes. No big deal.
No big deal. Who cares?
Man.
HQ.
He's making some strong plays against Timmy, too. He put his really taxing ice on the remotes, and that's exactly what Timmy's deck is designed to do, is run the remotes. I mean, maybe that's
Look at how
though, I guess.
this this HB deck with the most wanted list. There's no way.
I know, right?
Yeah, because he's down probably like 8, 9 influence at this point.
Right. Food Coats was next tier.
All right, so he's deciding if he wants to click through it, I believe. I don't know. I don't know that there's an agenda in there.
It's just NAPD,
Okay.
Architect, and Eli.
So he does go and run the trash the team sponsorship. So he probably knew that was team sponsorship down there, and he knows that. Oh, interesting. So this might be a Vitruvius, or this could be.
Timmy's not.
Maybe he's not even
NAPD.
NAPD.
Yeah.
NAPD.
Timmy's not really in a better position than he was last turn. Unless, I mean, he's got a peddler now down 2. He's 2 cards.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's basically in the same position.
This game is very close.
Yeah, for sure.
We still got, what is he at, 9 credits now?
He's just going into HQ.
And it was an Eli.
Oh yeah. So he trashes the Eli.
Huh. Man, Imp is doing
Can't keep
work.
clicking through those.
Right. Yeah, I mean, even with Admin 4, it's still expensive.
Yeah, I mean, getting Atman 4 at this point would be tough.
Yeah.
He would need to stim hack it in.
How many stim hacks can you do, Brian? I mean...
How many does he have in his deck? Do you have his deck list
he
up
has
right now?
2.
Okay, yeah, so he's gone through those.
I mean, just saying, as the opponent, we don't know that.
That's true.
Interesting. God, stim hack, what a good card. It's like, you know that's an agenda because your opponent knows you can't steal it. Then you get the double of using it to pay for your admin if you have to. Multi-purpose.
I feel like every card that Steven draws is an ice.
His deck is 25 ice, and then that was just a blind accelerated beta test earlier. He just always fires his ABTs blind because he has so much ice.
25 ice?
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't have 25 ice.
I mean, that seems a bit much, but I'm guessing it's not too far off.
The
Street Peddler the Peddler.
man, that happens so much. Isn't that hilarious?
Well, okay, so something to point about Timmy's deck is he has a lot of events, right? Doesn't he have like 12, 13 events?
He has 14.
14 events. So I think he had an I've had worse and maybe an inject. I can't tell, but he had 2 events on there. So I think there was like no reason not to do that. Yeah, this is I don't know. My confidence here in Timmy's potential victory is waning. The ETF is looking solid.
I mean, how good does your deck have to be crushing Whizzard? It's like, yeah, all my money is in assets, but I'm fine.
It just still doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm engineering the future.
Yeah,
I get
he's
50 credits.
used a lot of Wizard credits too.
You know what's going to be
He's probably,
huge is Employee Strike. Oh man, it's so good. Nobody's playing it, but it's so good.
It's the influence.
1 influence.
Yeah, but I mean that matters, and that matters even more now.
What if I told you, Brian, there was a card coming that costs 1 influence and it blanks the corpse text box? Doesn't that sound overpowered?
As a resource, yes. As a current, no.
Huh. I mean, how many corps rely on, their ability to help them score agendas, like engineering the future?
Okay, it's going into R&D. No more imp counters.
Ichi.
Ichi.
Yep.
Ouch.
And well, he's got all of his clicks left.
Okay. Yeah, he probably wants to save some programs here. Not.
This is
it
their
just
last
got
turn?
called his last turn.
Oh man.
Yeah, it just.
So it's
that was Lucas there calling last turn.
they're
So.
both at 4. He reses the Ichi and then it says last turn.
I know, right?
Oh.
Oh, global food.
Steven's like, oh my gosh. What? Steven's got 1 more turn, but he can't score an agenda. So even though Steven had another turn, he didn't have the ability to score. Wow. Timmy.
Yeah, he didn't have anything in hand.
I think I saw another game where Timmy won on just some R&D access.
Yeah, I think he did that a couple times.
That was one of the later games. That's hilarious.
You know, he earned it though. He had so many R&D accesses that game.
It's true.
Well, maybe he didn't. It seemed like he had a lot of R&D accesses.
No, you get to the late game like that, and it's not like, wow, you hit an agenda. It's like there's like 4 in 12 cards. I mean, the odds are okay.
Yeah, especially with Jackson manipulation and whatnot. Like density becomes a problem for these in late game against these Glacier decks, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think Stjepan played that really, really well. I mean, Timmy's playing a kind of a weird Whizzard, I think. I mean, a lot of card draw, not that much economy, and it seems like it's really tuned to make efficient runs. Meaning it's more remote focused, and so he wisely, puts all of his big expensive taxing ice on the remotes instead of blocking against the medium run.
We also, I don't think we ever saw Data Sucker down.
Nope,
I'm pretty sure he runs Data Sucker.
Nope.
No Data Sucker?
Data Sucker.
Oh my god,
So
yeah, because he's just doing Atman 4.
Yeah, Atman 4.
I'm thinking about that Ichi, but yeah, he's just doing Atman 4. That is so nuts. But it works for him.
I don't know, man.
The guy came in third, right?
Assassin would be brutal.
Came in second.
He did.
No, Assassin, I don't know. You have David.
That's true. But it's not a good David target.
So he covers everything. He has Yogg, Mimic, Corroder for 1 through 3 ice, 0 through 3 ice, and then he has the Atman 4, and then everything else is David. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like he plans on the thing that surprises me about Timmy's deck is he's running very little multi-access. He actually just has 1 medium in his deck. And although I guess he injects it off and clone chips it back in, but he's running 1 medium, so not that much multi-access, and then he's running moderately efficient breakers, right? He's not running for this hyper efficiency from Data Sucker kind of a thing. Like you can David through an Assassin, but once, and then you've got to get another David or let one of the subspire.
Right.
So it's not an efficient choice. Atman's pretty efficient, but I don't know. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to see how little economy he was running. It's very interesting.
You think he had? I think he had a lot of economy, actually.
I don't know. He's got 3 Liberated, 3 Daily Casts, a Katie Jones, 3 Sure Gamble, and 2 Career Fair, and then 2 Stim Hack.
That's pretty good. That seems pretty solid to me.
He's got a lot of 1-ofs. He's got 1 Mimic, 1 Yogg, 1 Fem, 1 Atman, 1 Medium, 1 Katie Jones, 1 Test Run. Amazing.
No, that's if you look at his NBN deck, it's the same thing. He has crazy 1-ofs in that deck.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just want to. I mean, he likes playing that almost kind of toolboxy. But also something to point about his 1-ofs. He has a lot of ways to get those cards. He has Test Run. He has all these different forms of card draw. Like he can get his card when he needs it with somewhat good consistency.
Right. Well, I mean, he's also running 2 Earthrise, 3 Off Headworth, 3 Inject.
Yeah, he has ways. Not even mention the Street Peddler
Right.
of getting the cards he needs.
Right. So that explains the hyper draw, and it buys you a lot of pacing to push through those remotes. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a really cool deck. Everyone should check out this Whizzard deck. If you haven't looked at it yet, I'll do my best to include a link of it in the YouTube description here. If not, you can find it on aku.net in the Worlds kind of tournament there. If you look for the Worlds tournament, you'll see Timmy Wong. He came in second, and you'll find his decks there. And you'll also find Steven's deck there. He calls it Foodism. It's we saw most of it in that game. He has 18 ice in that deck.
Yeah.
And he only has 2 global food. I think that's pretty normal. Yeah. And everything else here is pretty standard
straight
stuff.
as rain. I don't even know what that means. Food Coach deck, and then he's got a Cresium.
What?
Cresium's pretty big. He's got 1 Caprice, 1 Cyberdex. Oh man, yeah, that seems pretty straight.
Yeah, I guess some of these food coats will do 2 Caprice, but he would rather have probably another Toll Booth.
A wraparound too.
Yeah, he I guess the influence there is you either do another Caprice or you do Toll Booth, Wraparound, and Crisium is what you could fit in. So he went that way with it, which I think is a solid way to go.
I like the Crisium a lot. Crisium's super good meta call.
Yeah, definitely. there was a good amount of medium, not a lot of criminals, which it's funny to see Crisium without really criminals.
Well,
but
it's good against Caitlyn. It's good against everyone. It's not a meta call at all. It's just a good card.
It's just a good card. No, you're right. I mean, there's a small, like, it was more popular, I think, when criminals were, when Wayland was a little more popular, and when criminals were on top of their game, you'd see more Crisium.
Well, we also have DLR Val at this tournament.
It's certainly. Oh yeah, DLR Val would be. What do you need against DLR Val?
Crisium. To not die.
Just to block the account siphons.
Jackson team
right?
sponsorship. Yeah, you got the account siphons, yeah. And Keyhole.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's just DLR,
Not Keyhole.
I think.
Yeah, DLR. No, it's good for the siphon. And they also do medium too, I think. So
one thing is he's running a lot of recursion. He's got 3 Jacksons and 2 team sponsorships in his deck, so that's quite a bit of recursion, which I think is a good choice against the DLR.
Yeah, especially as ETF where you just get paid for that recursion.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that is the game. Any last comments on that one?
No, I've said too much already.
All right. Well, thanks for helping to commentate.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks, everyone, for watching. And we'll have one more game from Worlds up on the channel very soon.